Hello and welcome to Mason High School for a huge GMC matchup between the Mason Comets and the Princeton Vikings. I'm Evan Amazon, joined by Addison Lenhart. How you doing tonight, Addison?
I'm doing great. Got a lot on the line in the GMC tonight. Comets can clinch their first outright GMC championship for the first time since 2013. It would snap Lakota West's streak of 6 years in a row with at least a share of the GMC title. A lot on the line tonight for the Comets and the Vikings as well, who need a win to stay in that hunt for at least a share of the GMC title.
Yeah, the Comets 15-0 this year, undefeated 12-0 in the conference, and they already beat the Firebirds twice, so they would have the tiebreaker over them, as you mentioned. And the Princeton Vikings coming in at 12-5, 10-3 at start in the GMC. The Comets, when they played them the first time, they beat Princeton 51-43, and they got off to a fast start. That was key for them. They were up 14-0 at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, started to fade a little bit in those last 3 quarters. Princeton made it a bit interesting, getting it down to single digits by the end of the game, but that start was huge for the Comets, and if they can get out to a start like that tonight, it's going to be real tough for the Princeton Vikings to overcome that.
Yeah, unfortunately, though, tonight, Kyla Oldiker is not able to play for the Comets. She was at Princeton last year and transferred to Mason, so I'm sure she's a little disappointed not being able to go against her old team. But we got a good one in store tonight. And talk about the tournament that just was released. The Comets got a 2 seed this year. Of course, M&D being the 1 seed. It's unfortunate that they're in the same region as M&D is 1 in the state. Comets are 3 in the state, and they'll play the winner of Seton versus Wilmington on February 17th.
And if they get that Wilmington matchup in that after their first round bye, they did beat Wilmington on the road to start their season off 77-23, so certainly a favorable matchup for the Comets if that's what ends up happening.
And the Vikings are going against the Hamilton Big Blue in the 4:30 game in the first round, and a little bit of a weird start to the game as there's going to be a jump ball right away off the tip.
Yeah, you can expect both teams to come out with a lot of passion and a lot of fire. Obviously, the Comets chasing that GMC title. Princeton looking to stay in the hunt. As we're going to re-jump here, it's going to be Cosme and Taryn Cash.
It's interesting to see Cosme to jump for the Comets. She's one of the shorter players on this team. She's a very good three-point shooter from outside.
Yeah, she's been struggling a little bit from downtown lately. If she can get going in this game, that's going to be huge for the Comets down the stretch.
So the Vikings trying to swing it around. A good defense by Popwell. Off the pass by Madison Rochelle, the leading scorer for the Vikings.
And that's what Popwell does. She's a defensive leader for this Comets team, as well as one of the best rebounders on this team. She is the heart and soul of the Comets.
Amanda Barnes, the ball for the Comets, the sophomore, getting the start tonight. Go along with Mattis, Popwell, Carey, and Cosme. And it's going to be a quick foul on Rochelle.
Yeah, young stars are a bit of a story for the Comets, as they've got, like you said, Amanda Barnes and then Margot Mattis, one of the leading scorers for this team, as well as Kyla Oldiker, who is only a junior. Got a lot of talent coming back to Mason next season.
Yeah, knocking out Popwell, but like you said, Comets kind of a 3-headed monster with Mattis, Oldiker, and Popwell, and 2 out of the 3 of them will be back next year, so that's huge.
Easily one of the best front courts in the state, and without a doubt the best in the GMC.
That's going to be key for the Comets in the tournament, is hitting the three-point shot, like you said. That could really elevate them and maybe get them to the Final Four. And a good cut there by Barnes, but unfortunately that one's tipped out of bounds and it goes off first. That's a really good defense by Taryn Cash to start the game for the Vikings.
Yeah, really nice play. The senior guard for Princeton, only 5'5", doesn't really compete in size with Barnes, but using her toughness and ability to get up and block that shot.
It's Kendall Wilson now with the ball guarded by Barnes. Back to Cash.
The Comets play tremendous team defense. They like to get up into you, pressure you, and force a lot of turnovers.
Cash going to dump this one off, and the three-pointer is no good by Lasagna Hill, the second leading scorer for the Vikings. So Mattis coming in with 16.1 points per game. It's third in the GMC, and Madison Rochelle, leading scorer for the Vikings, 14.3 points per game. That's good for 6th in the GMC.
Neither team really getting off to a fast start in this game. Uncharacteristic for 2 of the top 3 scoring offenses in the GMC this year.
Another thing both these teams are really good at is rebounding and block shots. Mason and Princeton, I believe, in rebounding, they have 2 out of the 5 leaders and 3 out of the 5 leaders in blocks. That's another turnover for the Comets, so a little bit of a sloppy start. We saw this against Sycamore last week. It's a pretty close game in the first half. The Comets were able to pull away late. And the three-pointer is good for Hill, so it's going to be 3-0 Vikings, and already Comets still looking for their first bucket over 2 minutes into this game.
Yeah, Lasagna Hill, one of the 3 Princeton players who are averaging above double digits, along with Edie Carter-Hartley and Madison Rochelle. If they can get one of them going, it can go a lot and go towards getting them a big win in this game.
Popwell trying to go inside. It's very good on the posting up. But a block there, that's really good defense from Hill, so she's getting it done on both ends early for the Vikings.
Yeah, Princeton's coming out with a lot of motivation. They understand the occasion of this game, their opportunity to play spoiler and delay that GMC championship for the Comets just one more game.
And there's always a little bit of an extra motivation when you're going against a team of Kyle Oldeker, who was on their team last year. So. It's going to be out of bounds on the Comets, so the Vikings are going to keep possession here. It's going to be Kendall Wilson passing it in to Lasagna Hill. Or Taryn Cash, excuse me.
Yeah, Comets not really up in the pressure early in this game. Not something they usually do. They generally like to get up into you.
And this three-pointer attempted by Wilson. No good off the back iron, and Popwell is always there for the rebound. She's second GMC in rebounds, and then big shot there from the Comets. Margot Mattis getting the Comets on the board.
And that's where she's so dangerous on the offensive end. In transition and in that mid-range, she's got beautiful touch around the basket, and she's able to kind of use her momentum to get into that little jump shot there.
She's only a sophomore, but she has a really high IQ basketball. She really plays like a senior guard that every team loves to have. That one, though, got sped up a little bit by the Princeton defenders and goes out of bounds. So we're going to take a look at a replay there. And a big shot there from Hill. And then the other end, Margot Mattis pulling up from the free throw line and knocking it down for 2.
Yeah, like we said, transition can be one of Mattis's biggest strengths, but as well one of her biggest weaknesses. If she can get a little bit overzealous going in transition, kind of get it a little bit out of control.
A little bit wild there.
Last possession.
Yeah, a little bit wild there for the Comets on the Cash miss, but it's going to be a foul on the Vikings. So Cash missed a shot. The Comets almost turned it over. And now CC Carey is going to be fouled. The Comets are going to pass it in. So that's a second team foul on the Vikings.
And that one went on their sophomore, Dee Dee Carter-Hartley, the 6-foot forward.
Carter-Hartley only a sophomore, so she's going to be around in this program for a while, as well as Hill. So Princeton's going to be a team like Mason that's going to be very dangerous for the next couple of years as well.
Comets really having a tough time getting to the basket and getting any good looks.
That shot by Carey's no good, back of the rim. So again, empty possession for the Comets. And Rochelle trying to go in transition, and she does. Hits the pull-up jumper. Great job by Rochelle. They kind of Comets sagged off on her there, and she's able to knock down the 2.
Yeah, Madison Rochelle, the leading scorer for this team. She's shooting 45% from the field on the season, averaging 14 points per game. That's good for 6th in the GMC this year.
Mattis, good pump fake there. Goes to the elbow, hits the shot. So Margot Mattis with all 4 for the Comets to start off this game.
Yeah, she's just an extremely talented scorer. Like we said, she's got that touch in the mid-range, and she's extremely dangerous once you get her going towards the basket.
The Comets going to have to find a way to get inside, though, as a three-pointer from Wilson there is no good. She's pretty open on that shot. Fortunate there for the Comets.
And both teams having a hard time knocking down open shots as Mattis is fouled getting to the free throw line area.
It looked like she got blocked and fouled on that. A little bit of a late whistle, but the right call there is Mattis going back to the free throw line. So all the Comets shots have been from Mattis so far. She gets to the free throw line there, and her 2 other attempts were from the exact same spot, kind of from that mid-range elbow area.
Mattis shooting 76% from the free throw line. A little bit of announcer's jinx there. She misses that first one. She's averaging 16 on the season for the Comets. That's good for 3rd in the GMC.
Happens to the best of us. Every time I feel like we talk something about stats, how good at free throws they are, always seem to miss. As Mattis misses again there, so now it's a jinx from both of us, Addison.
Not a lot of offense early in this game as it's still both teams at single digits.
It's going to be a turnover by Cash and Cosme moving it ahead for the Comets.
And they're both averaging over 60 points a game in this season.
The Comets are going to have to find a way to get it inside. It's tough with Popwell out. See if they can get Kate Cooper just checked in for Popwell. Kind of post up down low, the senior. And that shot by Mattis again from the mid-range. No good, too strong. And 2-on-2 for the Vikings. And a good block. I believe that was Maddie Baird playing some good defense there on the pull-up by Rochelle.
Yeah, Maddie Baird, one of the best young defenders on this team. She's a defensive specialist, and she's making her mark early in this game.
She's another one of those sophomores that we talked about before, to go along with Mattis and Barnes as well. And Gabby Rosano. Unfortunately, she tore her ACL earlier in the year, but she's a really good player. Tall, she can shoot pretty well too. And there's Maddie Baird with a good putback. So the Comets with their first lead of the game.
Yeah, it's the young Comets making their presence known early in this game. 4 from Mattis, and then 2 right there from Baird, cleaning up her mess after that missed layup.
And this three-pointer by Cash. Air ball there, so Comets are going to get the ball back, trying to extend on this lead with 1 minute left in the first quarter.
Yeah, very sloppy game from both teams early on. Not a lot of shot making as Popwell's going to check back into the game.
Yeah, so it's kind of what we saw against Sycamore. A very tough start to the first quarter for the Comets. When the Comets are able to go in transition, kind of speed the Aviators up to a point where Sycamore is basically turning the ball over, it seemed like every possession. And the Comets really elevated their game with the transition. So see if they can get some turnovers here. They haven't really been able to go in transition tonight.
Yeah, this is not the start we saw in that first matchup between these two teams when the Comets just blitzed Princeton right off the bat, getting up 14-0 in that first quarter, like you said earlier. And we're sitting here at 6-5 with about 40 seconds to go.
It's a good sign by Popwell down low. It's a good catch, good job posting up, and no good there, but she's able to draw the foul. So let's see if this gets Popwell going a little bit.
Yeah,
knock down the first.
Yeah, Popwell, their second leading scorer on this team. She's averaging 15 a game, and she's shooting 81% from the free throw line, so no surprise that she knocks that first one down.
Yeah, it's very impressive when you can have your forward center type player. She's playing center tonight with Oldeker out. It's nice when your tall players can shoot at a high mark, because those are the players that are going to get fouled a lot down low. And a beautiful pass there inside for the Vikings. And a two-pointer is good for Margot Abrams, the junior.
Yeah, really good opportunistic cut there by Abrams. She was able to get behind the defense and then finish that layup wide open under the basket.
That's Kate Cooper with the ball. Top of the key. Cosme's going to take the three. This one too strong. So let's see if the Vikings will hold for the last shot here, try to take the lead at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, Cosme, one of the most talented shooters on this team, but she's really struggled in the last few games for the Comets. If they can get her going, like I said earlier, it can really be important for them down the stretch as we take a look at a replay here.
That was a great job by Cash, just kind of recognizing the open hole. She gets Kate Cooper in the air, and that's going to be a foul every time when you make contact if the defender jumps. So Cash able to knock down the first one, ties this game up at 8.
Yeah, Cooper is senior, used to be a varsity basketball player for the Comets. Took a couple years off to focus on lacrosse, but she's back here for her senior year.
And Cash in the second free throw, no good off the back of the rim. See if the Comets kind of force one up here with about a second left. And they don't, but 8-8, so kind of a defensive tight first quarter for both teams. Tied 8-8 at the end of the first. We're going to send it to commercial and be sure to come back for the second quarter.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to ICRC-TV Sports.
Three-pointer. Got it! In for the Comets score. Win! Comets win! Yeah!
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm going to drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
My text-to-emoji ratio has gotten a little out of hand.
A little?
Yep, I'm definitely going to call a ride home.
welcome back. This is second quarter action here for the Comets. You see them in the huddle with Coach Rob Matula doing a great job all year. He became the all-time winningest coach for this Comets program. He used to be a boys coach, switched over to girls, and man, he's done a really good job over his career here with the Comets.
Yeah, absolute legend for this Mason Comets girls basketball program, and Coach Matula just exudes passion on the basketball court. He feeds off the energy that his players provide, and vice versa.
Pop ball there, fades away there, no good. And a tie pitch up on Maddox, able to secure that rebound and at least flip the arrow. So ball goes to the Vikings, but the Comets get the next jump ball.
Yeah, both teams coming out very scrappy on the defensive end. Comets surprisingly with only 1 foul. Princeton all the way up to 4 fouls already in this first half.
Yeah, the Comets aren't getting a ton of shots, either from inside or three, so let's see if they can take advantage of that in the free throw line. Trying to go in transition a little bit with CeCe Carey.
Surprised to see them pull that back out. It's one of their first transition opportunities of the game, and that's where they thrive on the offensive end. The Comets get so many buckets just getting those turnovers and then pushing up in transition. They got a lot of good ball handlers all up and down this roster.
Comets with 3 seniors in right now. Let's see if one of them can step up and need a bucket. Carey with the ball, number 20, Cosme 30, and Hopwell 34, but a turnover in transition. So an easy bucket there for Rochelle. That's going to be her easiest 2 of the night, and just like that, the Vikings take the lead back.
Yeah, that's just miscommunication by the Comets. And you see Coach Matula on the sideline with his hands on his head. That's not what his team wants to see, and another turnover right there.
Yeah, just a bad pass there, some miscommunication. Rochelle able to get an easy layup. Miscommunication there by Carey. Just the Vikings with the ball up by 2. And a good take, just beating a man to the rim is Wilson. So awesome job by Wilson. This leads 4 now. This is not how the Comets envision this game.
Yeah, Comets have not faced a lot of deficits in this season, even against the tough teams that they've played, like Lakota West and Princeton. They've always been leading in those games. It's going to be interesting to see how they respond.
Good job by Popwell off the miss by Carey. Goes up, almost gets it to go. But a great rebound by Popwell, and that's going to be big. The Comets are going to have to get their inside game going if they want to win this one.
And that's their senior leader, just taking the game into her hands and taking over right there, using her strength and ability to get that ball and get it up to the rim.
She's not always the tallest player on the court, but she's always one of the hardest working players on every possession. Unfortunately, the first free throw is no good, so the Comets' free throw woes kind of continue early. Mattis had a couple she missed earlier, and Popwell misses that one. So
a little bit of an uncharacteristic miss there by Popwell. She is 81% on the season.
And another free throw no good, so the Comets 4 missed free throws from their 2 best free throw shooters.
Yeah, Comets just not really buying into the fundamentals early on in this game, turning the ball over a lot, sloppy offensive possessions, and then just not taking the opportunities that Princeton has given them early in this game.
They are playing pretty hard, fighting for every loose ball as they do there. And the 3 by Cosme, no good off the back iron. But again, pop on the offensive board, so the Comets not really able to hit many shots, but they're giving themselves plenty of opportunities there as Cosme turns it over right on cue. So Wilson dribbling it up now. And a good take there by Abrams. Popwell's going to secure the rebound. A little bit of pressure there from the Vikings. So trap Madison, the ball gets kicked ahead to Popwell. Counts a little bit of numbers, but they'll just be content to slow it down.
And it seems like Princeton has just come out in this game and stunned the Comets. The Comets are used to doing this to teams, getting really physical and getting up into you, and Princeton has done that, and the Comets have been thrown off early on in this game.
They could really use Oldiker in this game, not really able to get much inside, and at 6'6", she definitely helped this Comets team out a lot right now.
Yeah, you don't push Kyla Oldiker around, she pushes you around, and if there's anybody who knows that, it's definitely the Princeton Vikings.
Good cut by Amanda Barnes, and she's going to the free throw line. So that's a nice play there, kind of a set play, just trying to get something. As we see here, Popwell the ball at the top of the key. And just a right read. She's a very good passer as well. Kind of mentioned her inside game and her rebounding, but it's one of the more underrated parts of her game.
And Yeah, that was just a really nice cut by Barnes on that play. She saw the open lane, and then Popplewell made a really nice pass there. And you said it, she's averaging over 2 assists on the game. That's second on the team for the Comets.
Some Vikings coming in as we see Julius coming out of the game for the Vikings. So looks like there's a lane violation there on Popwell, so the free throw does not count. Unfortunate there, so Comets 5 missed opportunities at the line early, and it's a 3-point game, so basically tells you all you need to know right there about why they're losing.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's come from some of their more experienced players, like that was Popplewell on the lane violation there. She missed 2 free throws, and then Mattis, I mean, their 2 leading scorers have cost them 5 points at the free throw line in this game.
Rochelle tries to dribble around a couple Comets defenders, and it's going to be a foul on the floor.
Yeah, only the 2nd foul on the Comets. It's been a really physical game early on. Princeton up to 6 fouls, as the Comets still have not hit double digits in this game. And they are one of the top 3 offensive teams, like we said earlier, scoring the ball in the GMC.
Their defense has been pretty good. That's really what's been keeping them in this game. It's a good take there, but it looks like that might be bad. And they're going to stop the game after this possession, seems like. It's going to be a foul on Abrams in the rebound. Yeah, an awkward fall there, looks like, for the Vikings. I believe that's Lasagna Hill. It's up to the number from our angle, but let's just hope she's okay. And man, that's the unfortunate part. What's just the worst part about sports is we see too many times, unfortunately.
Yeah, Hill has been one of the best players on this Princeton team, their 3rd leading scorer at 10 points a game, and that would just be a devastating loss for a Princeton team who has come out and played some inspired basketball through this first quarter and a half. And they've just given the Comets pretty much everything that the Comets have had to handle so far this season with that undefeated 15-0 record. They have not had a lot of trouble with teams this season.
Yeah, Hill has probably been, arguably been the best player on this game too, as well, for either team. So she's off to a hot start, and let's just hope she's okay here. Able to slowly get up there with some assistance, so that's a good sign, but not able to put much weight on her right leg, so looks like it could be pretty bad, unfortunately, for Hill.
So her head coach helps her off. And if you're Coach Phillips, then you're really looking for somebody to step up in her place and start knocking down some shots.
Yeah, we saw Taryn Cash, the senior guard. She's played pretty well now in defense and transition. She's gonna have to step up as well as some younger people too. So you're definitely going to see more of Margot Abrams likely in this game. She got it too early coming off the bench, and she's a pretty capable scorer as well for the Vikings. So she's in right now with the ball. Good defense by Popwell inside, able to get the tip.
And Popplewell is just everywhere on the offensive and defensive end. She does the little things for the Comets, as well as being one of the best scorers on this team.
Man, again, another sloppy pass there from the Comets. Cash going to kick this one. Abrams from 3, and that one's good. So we just mentioned her name, Margot Abrams, stepping up right away. Makes it 15-9, the largest lead of the game right now for the Vikings.
Yeah, Abrams only shooting 7% from the 3-point line. That's not really her game as she knocks down a shot there. And things at this point are just going from bad to worse if you're the Mason Comets.
Yeah, Mattis is kind of connected on that mid-range. Sometimes early in the game, cool off a little bit. She misses there, but Popwell, another offensive rebound. And the Comets, it really hasn't been the lack of opportunities. It's just been just unable to put the ball in the basket. As simple as that this game.
It seems like there's a lot of miscommunication on the offensive end as well, as Baird almost ran into Popplewell on that screen there.
That's pretty aggressive defense by the Vikings. They're just kind of impeding the Comets' cuts and screens without fouling. Good pass down low. That's Maddie Baird off the feed from Barnes. So Baird going to the free throw line. See if the Comets can pick up some free throws there. Still in the single digits in this one. Great pass there from Barnes. Takes her defender baseline. And great pass there.
Yeah, that's just really good vision and presence of mind to know that Baird was going to be there at that time, and then using the bounce pass to get it to her teammate and give her an opportunity to make a play.
Yeah, luckily she's able to knock down the first one. So Comets, like you said, averaging about 60 a game, and I'm not a math expert, but I don't really think they're on pace for 60 right now.
Yeah, at this point, it's not looking good for either team to hit 60. But I mean, it's been a grit and grind game, and the Comets, I mean, in the tournament, they're going to have to show this toughness if they're going to want to go far and compete for a shot to go to the Final Four and beyond. And they're going to have to just roll with the punches and win these tough, close games against teams that, I mean, they're going to get their best shot from pretty much every team that they face from here on out.
Yeah, they definitely showed some toughness tonight and have played really hard. The effort's really been there the whole time, but it's just they just haven't really been able to hit shots. Haven't hit a single three. Princeton's hit 3 threes, I believe, and another shot there as Dee Carter-Hartley, a little bit of a slow start for her, the second leading scorer on this team, was able to get her first 2 of the game. So just like that, lead back to 6 for the Vikings.
Yeah, she's got a lot of size, and she used it there well to get that little mid-range jumper. She's got beautiful touch as well, able to knock down that mid-range jumper.
That's Becca Sanders coming to the game for the Comets. I believe she's played in the JV game as well, so trying to switch it up. These Comets trying to find a spark on offense they desperately need right now.
Yeah, Sanders has played in a couple games for the Comets this year. She's averaging 3 points, but they really don't go too deep on their bench. And they're going to go with her looking for some answers.
Yeah, Sanders only a freshman. She's going to be in this program. She's going to be one of the stars, you'd assume, in these next couple of years. Barnes gets doubled in the post. Back to Sanders. It comes to reset, so another good defensive possession from the Vikings.
I mean, the Comets could just not get anything going on offense right now, and Princeton's defense has been stifling, and the Comets have just not responded well at all. As Margot Mattis is going to check back into the game, Coach Matula at this point just trying to find the right offensive combination.
That was great defense there by Kendall Wilson specifically. Barnes trying to post up and get position, and Wilson just kind of knocked Barnes out of bounds, put her in a bad spot, and she loses the ball off the dribble. So just great defense without fouling. These Princeton defenders being physical, but not being too physical either. So
at some point, if you're Coach Matula, you got to think about just putting it in the hands of Mattis and Popplewell and letting them go to work one-on-one against some of these players, trying to create their own offense, as Mattis misses another one there.
Yeah, their set plays really haven't been working in this one, so see if they'll go with some ISO action. I know for the guys, TMFC, they do a lot. If the flex offense really isn't working, they'll let Trey Killens, he's the leading scorer in the GMC, and averaging 22 a game. So if they're struggling on offense, they'll give it to him and just tell him to go to the rim and make a play and at least get fouled. So be interesting if we see that with Mattis and Popwell, like you said.
Absolutely, and what you're seeing from the Comets is, I mean, just the inability to respond to that adversity that they faced. As, I mean, a lot of times when they're going stagnant on offense, you can just dump it down to Kyla Oldiger and she'll go to work with her size and her post skills and ability. Comets don't have that luxury tonight.
A little bit of a sloppy pass there from Wilson. She had the right idea, but a little too slow as Comets able to track that one down. So with 30 seconds left in the first half, Comets down by 6. Not sure they've trailed halftime all year.
Just an incredible defensive performance so far by Princeton, and they've got a lot of size and length at their guard positions, and that's really bothered the Comets ball handlers, as you see a lot of pressure there.
Yeah, let's see if the Comets will hold this one for the final shot. Just about 10 to go here. Another great defensive possession from the Vikings.
Doesn't really seem like the Comets are looking to, they're just passing it around looking for something, as nobody really wants to take a shot or anything. They're just passing it to pass it around, as you see the end of the half there.
Yeah, it was a tough shot by Mattis under the rim, so a very slow offensive start for both teams, especially the Comets. 17-11, they trail by 6. We're going to send it to commercial for halftime, and be sure to come back for the third quarter, as this one's going to be, this one's going down to the wire.
hearts are made stronger by how we treat others.
Put her there.
The light you share can impact those around you, but so can the darkness.
Later, twerps. Did Pete saying mean things bother you?
So when you reach out to another person, take a moment to consider how they will feel and let your heart be the key to making a difference. Because of you, someone's entire day, year, or even life can change.
In every heart, there's hope.
I was physically at school, but my mind wasn't at school. I had problems at home. That's when I met Narnese. She started helping me a little bit, like, Nia, I don't know what you're doing, but your future is more important. She's my strength. It takes a village to help somebody get their diploma. It changes your whole life.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
On air or online. This is media for your community. This is ICRC-TV.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Good kisses. Good kisses. You heard how loud
I heard. It wasn't you. Yeah. It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. What to expect when you're expecting
Like here?
a teenager.
Today, I'm going to show you how to teen-proof your home. First step, hide the car keys. Preferably somewhere they would never look. Challenges will come up. Be ready for them. Hi, honey.
Ready for the... Mom, you don't use mannequins in the mannequin challenge.
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Yo, Scott.
Hey.
I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Oh, you know what? I was just in there. The line is like 10 people long.
You know, I think I'll just...
Dude, are you okay?
You wouldn't believe what I was just thinking. I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this, and I will take that ride home.
Smart man.
Did you see how that dog was looking at me?
Good morning, Uglyville! Every ugly doll is unique.
I'm Moxie.
Bobo.
Wade.
Call me Slick Doll.
What?
And every child is, too.
They can be pretty lovable.
That's why when you travel, you should make sure your child is in the right seat for their age and size.
This is why you're the wisest doll in town.
Well, keep them safe by visiting nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Isn't that right, gibberish cat?
Find the right seat today.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to ICRC-TV Sports.
Three-pointer. Got it! In for the Comets score. Win! Comets win! Yeah!
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
Oh, hey, Julia. Are you ready to play band with us? I'm going to play my clarinet.
And Elmo's going to play his drum. Drum loud.
Oh, well, you know what to do, Julia.
Julia knows.
With Julia's autism, loud sounds can be too much.
But she still loves to make music. Play
Screening for autism can make a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.org.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help. And slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Get it.
Get it.
Get it.
Get it.
Get it.
Is she gonna get it, Daddy?
She'll get it.
Get it. Get it.
When you bring home a Goodwill find, you give your whole town a reason to celebrate because you're also funding local job training and placement programs in tech, healthcare, and more. Goodwill. Bring good home.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Sometimes the things we do or say can make others feel hurt, excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world?
You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends.
I'll be right back.
Hi. You think you're probably sober?
Yeah.
But you're thinking about taking the back roads home, just in case. If you're probably sober, then why would you do that? Good choice.
Probably okay isn't okay. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
That's a full glass of wine. I'll be chatting you later.
Touchdown! Did you see that? Whoa, we scored?
Yeah, we scored. We're going to the playoffs.
I can't believe I missed that.
Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone.
I should take your phone away.
No. I'll call for a ride. Wait, why does my face look like that?
I mean, I don't totally know what opioids are, but...
It doesn't happen here.
Not in denial.
No.
Our kids are way too busy.
My son has good friends.
Don't live in denial, Ohio. Talk to your kids about drugs, and they'll be up to 50% less likely to use them.
Welcome back in to Mason High School for some second half action. As you can see with the score, 17-11, a slow start for both teams early.
Yeah, absolutely. Comets shooting 3 for 19 from the field early on in this game. Princeton at 7 for 17. They've knocked down a couple threes, though, and they've gotten some production off the bench. Margot Abrams, who hit a 3, and she's 2 for 3 and the leading scorer in this game with 5 points. But the Comets have really just had nothing going offensively. Princeton has come out with a lot of pressure on defense, and it's really thrown off this Comets offense. Popplewell and Mattis, their 2 leading scorers, 2 of the top 5 scorers in the GMC, just really not able to get anything going, not really get any good looks, except for a couple mid-range jumpers from Mattis.
Yeah, 15.8% from the field, 0 for 3 from the three-point line, and 55% on free throw. It's not going to get it done first half, unfortunately. So the Comets are going to have to kind of pick it up on the offensive side. And but Marilyn Popplewell, though, with 2 points, but 12 rebounds. So 12 rebounds and a half. That's almost unheard of. And it's more unheard of, that many rebounds, only 2 points. So, and 5 of them on the offensive end as well. So three-pointer's no good. Let's see if the Comets can use this one early. Trying to get that transition game going we mentioned before. And there's Margot Mattis going to the free throw line. So great start for the Comets. I'm sure that's something Coach Matula emphasized in the locker room. It's a transition game.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what they've thrived on all season, is forcing those turnovers and getting out and getting easy layups in transition. Margot Mattis, one of the best on the team at that. And she gets to the free throw line at a very high clip. But one of the biggest stories of this second half is going to be Princeton without LaSonia Hill, as she went out with that leg injury in the first half. Didn't look great for her. And we're going to see if Princeton can find some offense other than Hill in this second half. She's one of the 3 leading scorers on this team.
Yeah, Rochelle on their leading scorers got out to a little bit slow start. Same with Dee Dee Carter-Hartley, both a little quiet first half, so they're going to have to step up. We've seen Abrams step up off the bench as well. So
at this point, it's going to be key for the Comets to just get some stops and then get some offense going, as they don't do that right there.
How about Margot Abrams there? Just continuing her great night. That wasn't the best pass in the play, just ripped it from Barnes and got the easy two.
Yeah, Abrams embracing that next man up mentality. She saw Hill go down, and she stepped up since then. She had 5 points ever since Hill went down with that injury.
Popwell, she's really struggled shooting the ball tonight. That's a shot she can make. She's got to continue to keep her head up, because that shot's going to fall throughout the game. Just fortunately a little too strong there. For the three-pointer from Cash, that one in and out as Barnes able to track it down, but she's double-teamed and throws it away. And Abrams again, but she misses it. And it looks like they're going to call a jump ball there, so a little bit of a crazy last 20 seconds.
Yeah, Comets are playing with fire, leaving those shooters open. With the way their offense has played early on in this game, it's going to be really difficult for them to overcome any deficit that Princeton can get up to a sizable margin. So if I'm the Comets, I mean, I'm playing tough defense all the way up to the three-point line, and I got to imagine Coach Matula doesn't like to see Princeton getting those three-point looks early on.
Yeah, Cash, one of the best three-point shooters on this team. And then again, Barnes with another turnover. So Comets, after a good start, it seemed like, with Mattis going to the line, just struggling again. That's an open look there. But then Wilson able to get it back. Wanted the foul, didn't get it. And then Madison transition. This is where she thrives, going to the rim with the left hand and gets it for 2. So Margot Mattis with all 4 here in the third quarter.
Yeah, great athleticism and speed there from Mattis. As she gets out in transition, she's got great touch. As the Comets have switched to a little zone here.
And that shot by Carter-Hartley is no good. She had a turnaround jumper from there early in the game. Misses that one. Mattis again in transition. Wanted the foul there. Instead, they don't call anything. Now the Vikings in transition. And a pass up the head for Abrams, and that's 2. So the missed shot by the Comets there leads to a run out from the Vikings. And again, this game goes back to 6.
And Coach Matula incredulous, as he wanted a foul call, as Amanda Barnes got hit a little bit hard there. No foul call from the refs, as Comets turned it over there and looked like they had a little bit of momentum going. Matula's got to be careful and not cost his team a couple points in a possession here.
Whoever wins, I think whoever wins this game is going to be the team that wins the transition game. It's all about both teams are kind of struggling on the half-court set. It's just about who gets those transition buckets and who gets back and hustles on defense. So I feel like it's going to come down to that. And Matula calling a timeout there. Clearly not happy, as you can see there. So timeout for the Comets, still down by 6.
And what you hope to see if you're a Comet fan is a little bit more discipline on the offensive end, trying to get a little better half-court looks, and it doesn't really look like they've corrected any of that in this second half, as Princeton's stingy defense is still giving them a lot of fits in the half-court. Their baskets mostly coming from free throw opportunities in transition and that layup by Mattis, but still offensively stagnant for the Comets.
Yeah, they seem a little bit over anxious too. It seems like kind of like they have to score and they're putting some pressure on themselves. They just gotta. I mean, at the end of the day, you're 15-0. You've been playing great ball all year. You just gotta get back to it bright here. Calm down, relax. It's only the third quarter. It's only a 6-point game. So there's plenty of time for the Comets to make this up.
6 points is nothing for a team that is one of the best in the GMC in scoring.
It caused me no good on the three-point line. Certainly the Comets done a great job this game, those offensive rebounding. Popwell had 5 in the first half as Mattis is able to get one there. But still have not made a 3 in this game. Popwell inside, That one no good again, so too strong. So another good look for Popwell, unable to fall.
And it looks like that's going to be a technical foul on Coach Matula, as he was unhappy.
Yeah, as we see Matula on the bottom of the screen, he wanted a foul call there. Talking to the refs, looks like he just kind of yelled something from behind. So, and unfortunate there, especially when your team is, especially when the Vikings are struggling on the offensive side of the ball, just to give them 3 points to the free throw line and the ball back. Let's see, sometimes when teams get technicals, it can almost fire them up and kind of be a wake-up call as a coach. We saw it in the Princeton, Mason boys game a couple weeks ago. Princeton coach technical beginning of the third quarter, then they went on a 25-7 run, and Princeton was able to win the game pretty easily.
And I'm sure Coach Matula would love to see that right now, as Princeton is 1 3-pointer away from all of a sudden being up double digits in this game on the number 3 team in the state of Ohio.
Yeah, turnover there from the Comets, so Vikings only able to get 1 out of the trip in the technical, and there's Popwell getting going down low. That's a great sign. She's able to hit that shot, and that's a high percentage look, and even though they haven't really been falling, that's one that I'm sure everyone still wants her to take.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, transition buckets is going to be a big thing in this game, as the Comets, both teams actually have really struggled in the half-court sets.
That three-pointer is no good from Rochelle. It's tipped out in the Comets, and Kendall Wilson's going to pass this one in.
And we'll see if Princeton can draw something up out of this out-of-bounds play, but the Comets a little bit better on the offensive end, getting out in transition, which they didn't do as well in the first half.
And Lasagna Hill checking back into the game for the Vikings, so that's a great story. Also, she's able to get back. But how about Taryn Cash there getting on the floor, and she can knock down a couple here.
Yeah, Cosme's been struggling recently in some games, getting it going a little bit on the defensive end, as well as just making fundamentally sound plays on the offensive end for the Comets.
Yeah, a lot of times, though, one of the best ways to break a slump is the free throw line. So it's that one there. So extend the lead to 4.
It looks like Lasagna Hill's going to check back in for Kendall Wilson. Comets up by 4 now all of a sudden. Really have just blitzed the Vikings in this third quarter.
Yeah, and they're able to hit the second one as well as Cosme, so 28-25. Yeah, Comets with 11 in the first half and 17 in this third quarter, so that really just shows how this offense is picked up. Pretty good defense from behind by Mattis, not fouling Carter Hartley. And Abrams and Cash there trap Mattis in the corner, but able to get it back, and the Comets probably going to hold this one for the final shot with 20 seconds. What a response to this third quarter. It's dropping 17, on a 17-6 run in this quarter. Carey with the ball, Popwell for 3. That one's no good at the front of the rim. It's a tough night from outside. Continues for the Comets, but their inside game and transition game really getting going here. 28-23, the Comets lead in the third quarter. We're going to send it to a quick break, and we'll be back with some fourth quarter action. Be sure to stay with us.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool.
To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. This is a serious problem, but one we can solve. Visit feedingamerica.org to help. Together we can solve hunger. Together we're feeding America.
Welcome back to Mason Arena for some fourth quarter action here. 28-23 is the score. Comets 17-6. They win the third quarter.
Yeah, I mean, and they really just got it going in transition, forcing those turnovers. and then knocking down free throws, 7 for 7 in that second half from the free throw line, really improving upon that 55% that we saw in the first half.
Yeah, and they really got going from their 2 stars. Mattis able to get 7 in the quarter, and Popwell able to get 8. So they had 15 out of their 17. Their 2 stars really getting it going. That and a transition game are the 2 main reasons Comets have the lead right now.
And Popwell up to a double-double now, and Mattis is 2 rebounds away.
Cold Knight continues from outside. That's good hustle there by Kate Cooper, falling on top of that ball. And Comets able to get a timeout. So again, still have yet to hit a 3 tonight. And I just what great teams do. Even if you're not able to hit your outside shots, you still play with toughness, and you're still able to win games like this. Because they're going to have to win some scrappy games. We saw it a little bit last week against Sycamore. Comets really didn't shoot well at the beginning of the game. They were able to come back in the second half and really pick up their game and play much better.
Yeah, and that's what we're seeing here in this game is they use that momentum from that technical foul that Coach Matula got. And then, I mean, going back to that last play, that's just a championship winning play from Kate Cooper there, the senior, just diving on the floor, giving it all she has to get that loose ball and get the Comets another possession.
Even on their bad days, great teams are still able to win. And this Princeton is no pushover team, 10-3, third in the GMC. So it's obviously one of the best opponents as well. They're on a little bit of a cold streak, though. They lost to Dakota East and West, I believe, their last 2.
And you got to think if you're the Comets, I mean, playing this Princeton team, it's really been 2 quarters that have really saved them. Getting up in that first game, getting up 14-0 at the end of the first, and then this game right here, pretty much getting dominated from the tip, and then 17-6 in that third quarter, and all of a sudden they're leading in the fourth.
And Cosby misses another one, and right now on the Comets offensively, I'm not even really going to think about 3s unless you can't really get the ball inside. You have to try to get the ball inside in every possession. As Carey does there, pass it to Cosby. Comets running the transition into perfection, and Riley Cosby going to the free throw line.
And Taryn Cash unhappy with that foul call. I think a little bit too much contact down below there. She did get a little bit of the ball. Yeah, she got ball on that block right there, but ref saw a little bit of contact down below, I think, as Cosby knocks down the first free throw.
Able to extend this lead to 6 right now. See if Cosby can knock down another one. She did a good job last time at the free throw line. And she's able to hit to the largest lead of the game for the Comets right now. It's 7, 30-23. And that one tipped out of bounds by Wilson. So Comets getting the ball back. And this is really gone from a pretty nerve-wracking game down 6 and now kind of a comfortable lead up 7 with the ball here. As Princeton's going to call a timeout.
Yeah, Coach Phillips spending a timeout there, trying to get her team, get their wits about them, really. That was not really an intelligent shot there from Madison Rochelle, their leading scorer. And if you're Princeton, you don't have a ton of time to get back into this game. With only 6.5 minutes to go with the way offense has been. Princeton has had a hard time getting anything going in this second half. In the fourth quarter, they remain scoreless at that 23-point mark. And so you're really just looking for high percentage shots and looking to get quick baskets if you're the Vikings right now.
Yeah, 6 points in the third quarter and none right here in the first minute and a half of the fourth quarter.
Princeton coming up with a little bit of a press here, trying to force some turnovers, which the Comets were turning over the ball like a hot potato in that first half and the beginning of that third quarter.
Yeah, like you said before, Vikings and the Comets kind of switch roles. Comets the team jumping in the passing lanes, but then, where does that say that? Vikings jump in the passing lane, force a jump ball, so the ball will stay with the Comets here, though.
Yeah, and if you're Princeton, you need to get right back into that. Do what the Comets did to you in that third quarter, force those turnovers and get those rebounds and get out in transition.
Carey's going to pass one, letting Popwell go to work down low. That's really good defense from Carter Hartley on the block. And here's Rochelle in transition. That's a good take with her left hand. Unfortunately, not able to hit that one.
These teams have just totally switched personalities as Princeton now just not really getting any of their good looks to go at the basket.
That's definitely a shot Rochelle is capable of making. She's a very good driver, very quick, good at creating space, but just unable to hit some of those.
Comets are going really methodical on the offensive end right now, which is exactly what I would be doing if I were Coach Matula, just trying to run out this clock a little bit. Because you know your defense has stepped up in this game.
See, the Comets will go now a little bit of a 5-on-4. As Rochelle is able to get back and play there. But yeah, that's one of the good things about high school right now is there's no shot clock. To the Comets, you might want to run a little bit of four corners offense. They're doing here.
You can hold it for pretty much as long as you want. Good defense there from Princeton, but Popwell able to draw that foul.
Yeah, that's a great cut by Popwell. That's exactly what the Comets want. You don't want to settle for any threes there, especially when you have the lead, and considering you haven't made one all game. So smart there. They double Cosme, and Carey able to get rid of it pretty quickly. Another good cut down to the block from Popwell. She's able to get the good bounce there. Leads up to 8.
Comets remain perfect from the free throw line in that second half, and Princeton, they held tight defensively on that possession, and then just a bailout foul on just a beautiful pass from C.C. Carey.
Another thing, Comets are really picking up their free throw game here in this second half as well. So 2 big ones from Popwell. So lead up to 9 right now.
And that's just a shot you have to make if you're Carter Hartley. Easy bucket right there, but she just passes up.
Yeah, she struggled a little bit. Carter Hartley and Rochelle kind of struggling a little bit. Hill got off to a hot start, but hasn't really been able to do a ton coming off of her injuries. So wonder how big of a role that's playing into her offensive game.
And Coach Matula wanted a foul on that play, but refs disagree and went with a jump ball, and Princeton's going to get the ball right back.
Yeah, Carter Hartley kicks this one to Hill, to Rochelle for 3, and no good again. So good job from Margot Abrams able to get that, and Abrams has really been the star of this game for the Vikings coming off the bench. She's really kept the Vikings in this one.
Yeah, shown a lot of heart. Abrams has stepping up for her injured teammate. It was Lasagna Hill. Lasagna Hill back in the game, but I mean, Abrams really shouldered the offensive load when Hill was down. And now
looks like refs kind of discussing something right now, and they're going to call a technical.
There is going to be, yeah, there was a technical foul. That went against.
Yeah, it's on Rochelle. Yeah, it's probably something she said when she wasn't to one of the Comets. So man, a huge break, and that's not really time to get the technical. It's one thing I feel like when the coach gets a technical when your team needs some momentum, but that's really not the time. Just giving the Comets a chance to extend on their lead. But unfortunately, Popwell not able to hit that one.
And at this point in the game, if I'm the officials, I'm not really looking to call that technical foul. High emotion game right now. High stakes, GMC title on the line for both of these teams. Princeton looking to remain in the hunt, keep their chances alive, and just, I mean, raw emotion coming out from Rochelle there.
Yeah, it's just been a lot of frustration. She's really struggled kind of off the end, and she's going to take a seat here. Popwell not able to get that one to go, but the Comets will still keep the ball.
Yeah, 9-point lead for the Comets, unable to get it up to double digits there, but you got to feel good. 4.5 minutes to go. With the way your defense has played in this game, holding one of the best offenses in the GMC to 23 points. This has been a championship performance in the second half from the Comets defense.
Yes, still the scoring drought continues. 6 points in the second half for the Vikings.
And you got to think back to that first quarter of the first matchup between these two teams when Princeton went scoreless for an entire quarter. And you're thinking, can the Comets possibly replicate that here? But I mean, the Vikings have got tons of talented offensive players, and they're certainly not going to go down without a fight. Coach Phillips had this team prepared to play one of the best teams in the state.
Yeah, they've gotten the shots. Looks haven't really been the problem. It's just kind of executing on those shots. Turnover there. Popwell loses this one. So Carter Hartley in transition. And another one not able to go as Hartley a little short on it. And just another good look and a missed opportunity for the Vikings.
Yeah, just a lid on the basket for Princeton right now. And you got to think that if they were knocking down these shots, how different this game would be. I mean, really, if both teams were knocking down these fundamental shots right at the basket, how different the score would look right now.
Yeah, a 9-point game right now for the Comets. They're really content to just pass it around. Almost a steal from Cash there. Good job by Mattis. Keep it down low to Cooper. Good pump fake. He's not able to get that one to go though. So another missed opportunity there for the Comets. So a lot of missed opportunities in this fourth quarter for both teams, but especially the Vikings.
And there's going to be a foul there underneath as Princeton forcing that miss by Cooper, and now you really got to cash in on some opportunities at the basket right now. Getting a little out of bounds play here, see if you can cook something up as Rochelle is going to check back into the game for Lasagna Hill.
That's going to go on Mattis, her first foul of the game. Luckily for the Comets, only 4 team fouls. So the last thing you want to do is foul the Vikings right now, and the way they've been struggling the offense is give them a chance to hit some free throws with the clock stop when you're winning.
Good defense by Cooper there.
They're going to call a jump ball there. I thought they'd either call a foul or a travel. But looks like they're going to call a jump ball. So ball is going to the Comets.
And 3 minutes to go in this one. Princeton backing off that full court pressure a little bit, but I mean, it's still within reach. Single digits, 3 minutes to go. Crazier things have happened in the sport of basketball.
Yeah, especially with this, the way this Princeton defense has been forcing turnovers. Definitely still in this game. Con's passing it around. Some pressure man-to-man defense. Vikings able to get it though. And a foul by Kate Cooper on Carter Hartley. It's going to be the Comets' 5th team foul. So the Vikings just going to take this one out of bounds.
Yeah, I like the hustle there by Cooper. Not letting Princeton just take that ball right away from her, but refs are going to give her the foul on that one. And Princeton with another opportunity here in the half-court set to possibly get something going. With time winding down, 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go.
Yeah, for the Vikings, it certainly doesn't have to be a 3 in this possession, but you're gonna have to start scoring the ball.
Yeah, there's gonna have to be a bucket at some point. You're really just gonna have to give it to one of your 3 and let them go to work.
Yeah, Rochelle will take the open 3. Looked like that was a good look, but in and out again. So she's had a couple that just kind of roll in and out. All look good from our angle.
And that's about as good of a look as you're gonna get for one of the leading scorers in the GMC, 6 to be exact. And she's been the leader offensively for Princeton all season.
It's just really been a tough night for Vikings. Hit a couple threes at the beginning of the game, just really unable to hit any in the second half, as they still have not scored in this fourth quarter.
And right now for the Comets, it's chew clock mode as Mattis.
We're gonna call travel on her there, but yeah, Comets also haven't scored in a few minutes as well. They've had this 9-point lead for a while now. Score's really been 32-23 for these last couple minutes.
Yeah, a little bit of a drought. And Princeton has not responded to the technical foul on one of their guys is the same way Mason has. Defensively they have, but offensively, like you said, they're gonna have to start scoring some buckets. There's a nice play there by Rochelle, and I mean, that makes things interesting. Only a 7-point game.
Yeah, let's see if that will get her confidence up as well.
And with the way the Comets have been turning the ball over, you gotta think that Princeton is not out of this game quite yet.
Yeah, for the Vikings, you gotta think about fouling soon. It's about the person you foul. I wonder if you foul Kate Cooper right now. It looks like they try to, but they don't.
Mattis is not somebody you want to send to the free throw line. She's been.
If I'm the Vikings, I definitely would have fouled when Kate Cooper got that ball. She's one of the bench players for the Comets. She's a very good defender and good down low, but she's probably the worst free throw shooter in this lineup.
As the Comets have burned a lot of time now, and they're going to foul Popwell.
Yeah, if you're going to foul Popwell, you could have just done that about 30 seconds ago and had the same result. So now just Popwell going to the free throw line with about a minute left on the clock instead of a minute 30.
Yeah, 81% free throw shooter is Popwell. And so, yeah, I mean, I agree with you. If I'm Princeton, I'm looking to foul, I mean, pretty much anybody else other than Popwell or Mattis. Cosme only shooting 60% from the free throw line on the season. Carey is at 73%. And then Cooper, who has not made a free throw this season, not taking a ton of them. But the lead is all of a sudden up to 9, and now the clock has severely drained.
Yeah, it's desperation mode right now for the Vikings. You're going to need some shots. You're going to need them quick.
I don't see a lot of sense of urgency from these Princeton Vikings players right now on the offensive end. They got to get going to the basket and get some shots up.
As Wilson tries to get one there, Cash able to get the offensive rebound, and she's going to the free throw line. So good job by Cash stepping in there, stopping this clock, and just trying to keep the Vikings in this one.
And these are crucial free throws if you're Taryn Cash. You got to knock these down. Time already winding down. She knocks down the first one there, and you got to take these opportunities to score some points while the clock is not running.
Yeah, it's been pretty unfortunate for the Vikings. This one's good. 4 points for them in this quarter, and they did a great job defensively. They put themselves in position to win it defensively, but just when they got the ball, they just weren't able to hit shots. They got the looks, just not able to hit them. So kind of a sloppy game for both teams, but luckily for the Comets, looks like they're going to come out on top of this one.
And that's Taryn Cash's 5th foul, so she's going to have to take a seat for the remainder of this game, as she fouled Popplewell there, and she's taking 2 here no matter what, as Princeton is in a double bonus with 10 fouls.
Yeah, Popplewell able to hit free throw game. Get that free throw, and this free throw game has really stepped up for the Comets this second half. They've done a much better job from the line. And able to hit another one, so back up to 9, and it looks like now at this point you probably need a 3 for the Vikings. Instead, Rochelle takes a long 2. That one's no good. Carey with the ball about 30 seconds, and they're just going to foul her, so the Comets trying to get it back to double digits for this.
And 26 seconds to go, and 9-point lead. Comets starting to smell that GMC championship now. Their first championship since 2018, first outright title since 2013. Clearly in the view of the Mason Comets.
Yeah, another thing that's crazy about this team, too, is they're probably likely going to come in as the preseason favorite next year as well. So this team could be good for a long time. Some great classes, some great underclassmen on this team continue to make a huge impact.
Coach Matula's certainly got a talented group of young players, as well as some seniors to back them up, led by Popplewell and Cosme and Carey in the starting lineup. And Cooper with her 5th foul, she's going to check out for the final time here at Mason Arena. But I mean, she goes out showing a lot of heart, a great defensive performance from her, and it's going to end in a GMC championship in her first year back in a basketball uniform.
We got parents giving a standing ovation there as Cooper checks out, and that's always tough, especially when you play the sport, taking a 2-year break and coming back. It shows a lot of heart and commitment, but it's always tough coming back after taking that break.
As Rochelle knocks down the first free throw there, it's going to be too little too late for the Vikings, who have just totally gone cold on the offensive end, much like we saw from the Comets. And
so the Comets are going to win the GMC, like we said, but another thing to mention, this will put them at 16-0. Only 2 more games left in the year, trying to finish the undefeated season. 2 games in a row. This is their last home game. But their next game is against Fairfield, who's 2-13 on the year, 2-8 in the conference. So that one should be a win for the Comets, you'd expect. And then their final game's at Coleraine. They're 12-7, 8-5 fourth in GMC. The Comets, I believe, won by about 18 the first time they played. So this team has put themselves in position. This is definitely their hardest game left in the schedule. Able to beat Princeton, and they've put themselves in a position to go undefeated.
And what a matchup it would be if the Comets and then Mount Notre Dame were able to meet up in that regional final for an opportunity to go to the Final Four. They would have to be at that point undefeated. Well, I mean, unless the Comets are dropping one of their last 2, they would both have to go all the way undefeated until that regional final, with an opportunity to head to the Final Four, 2 undefeated teams, something you don't see very often.
As the Comets able to win this one 37-29. I just want to say thanks to everyone behind the camera making this broadcast possible. And I'm sure I speak for Addison when I say we both had a lot of fun. So thanks for tuning in.